getting a
you look good.
a lesson in the break on how to wear this if you're, you know, if you want to look cool when you're running. Speaking of cool when you're running, winter running, and I know a lot of people are fearful to go out running in the winter because they think it's too cold. But if you dress properly, if you have the proper accessories, it can be a pleasant experience. And we are joined today to talk about that by Katie O'Rourke and Peter Way, both from Sports 4. Welcome to the show. It's great to have you both here. And Katie, that's true. Outfitting yourself is very important. I think a lot of people are reluctant to go out running in the winter because some of us are wimps and we're afraid of the cold. But what's the key when you're outfitting yourself to go for winter running?
The best thing to do is to layer. So you want to have a base layer, a mid layer, and an outer layer, and that's really going to help keep you nice and warm. So the bottom two layers are going to be nice moisture-wicking materials. They're still fairly thin, but it's going to help draw the sweat away from your body to keep you warm.
Right.
And then you want to have an outer layer that's got a wind block material to it to really cut down on that wind chill factor, and that's going to help keep you warm.
So you said moisture wicking. When people go shopping for different products, what should they read on the label? What material should they be looking for?
Basically anything that's a synthetic, and you really want to avoid cotton because cotton's just going to absorb the moisture and keep it next to your body, and it's going to stay wet and it's not going to keep you warm whatsoever. So a really great material that's out right now is merino wool. So it's a non-itchy fabric, unlike traditional wool, and it's going to help pull the moisture away from your body, but unlike cotton, it stays warm when it's wet, which is really great.
And Peter is our running expert because he has run a marathon in sub 3:15. Now, put that in perspective for us, Peter. What does that mean to just a person at home that doesn't realize what a great accomplishment that is?
I'm not a beginner.
He's in the top 10 percentile. That's what that means. He's too humble to say. And Peter, when you go running in the winter, let's talk first of all about traction. I imagine that is very important for a runner.
Well, it is. And there's different ways you can approach that. Some, you can use something like a yak track, which is something as sort of like an overshoe in the sense that you put it over your running shoe. And there are coils and plugs to give you grip on the ice and sort of slippery surfaces.
Can I open this?
You can.
Absolutely. I want to show the camera there what we have in here. Oh, so they're like snowshoes, but not
sort
really.
They're like,
that was an excellent observation, Louis. Yes.
They're basically like, I would say sort of like an overshoe.
Okay.
So basically, they go on, there's the tungsten studs, the toe goes into here.
So is this
the heel goes here?
This is the bottom and
that's
this
right.
is the top.
And then basically the Velcro piece comes over there to keep it on.
See, okay,
Very
I'll just
cool.
show this to the camera so people at home can check that out. But that's really cool, and that's something that everyone really worries about is because of all the
slipping and falling, yes.
Exactly.
Quite
now,
important.
is there a way that you can also prepare so that you're not slipping and falling when you're training?
Well, I mean, there's two things when you're running. One, you should take the speed down.
Right.
Because it's more for enjoyment, more for keeping up your fitness.
Right.
And secondly, shorten your stride.
Okay.
And then thirdly, push from the ball of your foot as opposed to the toe, because that way there's less slippage. And
that's a
you
good
know,
tip.
and then just slowly and watch where you're going. There are spots where you'll be able to see that, where you know you go like, okay, there's ice, then move around it, or stay on the side where there's a little bit more chunkier snow.
And Peter, before you leave the house, should you prepare in any way? Like I know a lot of people would say you need to warm up. Is that even more the case when it comes to winter running?
I do. I like to. I do actually, in the sense of stretch out. I'll have maybe a base heater or something just to warm myself up physically, and then I'll dress up for it and go out. So there's a little bit of warmth already. I don't like to go out cold. And to be quite honest, at my age, the muscles are not as flexible as they used to be, and so I need to get those sort of like going a little bit longer.
Right.
You know what I mean?
It's
And
tough
so,
to be 36. So.
yeah, thank you very much.
Good one, Lois. Good one.
Well, we have some other items here on the table that are important. Just want to get to some of these, Katie. What's this?
That is a neck warmer.
Okay.
So when you're running outside, the other thing you really want to keep in mind is keeping your head and your neck warm, because that's not something that's going to be protected by clothing.
Right.
So if you have a neck guard, that's going to help cut down on the wind factor, and a balaclava is a great idea as well. So instead of having to wear both a neck guard and a hat, you can just wear something like that instead.
And it makes you aerodynamic, which is
Very
something
true.
that is really key.
You look fast.
You look
like
fast.
even if you're not, at least you look fast.
You believe
right?
that you're faster.
Another important thing, of course, is staying visible, and
Absolutely.
safety is a big concern, especially this time of year because the mornings are dark, Peter, and the evenings are dark. And Katie, you've got some great ideas here as well, right?
Absolutely. So most of the clothing that we carry in terms of running gear has tons of reflective striping on it as well. So you'll notice that on the tights I have, there's tons of reflective striping there, and there's reflective striping on the jacket, as well as what Peter has on. And lights are another great idea too. So if you add a blinking light. You can stick it on a sleeve, on a collar, on the back. That way you get 360 visibility.
Awesome.
Right.
And you also have earbuds. What are these?
That is our new favorite product at the store.
Okay.
So it is a headphone that is guaranteed not to fall out.
Oh, perfect.
And it's awesome. It's got a twist lock mechanism, so instead of just putting it in your ear, you have to twist it in, and you can pull on it. It's guaranteed to stay in place.
And
It's
great
absolutely
and
awesome.
you have locations here in Ottawa. How many locations available in Ottawa?
2 Sports4 locations.
Okay.
So there's one downtown on Bank Street, and
Right.
then one in the Canada Centrum Plaza. And we do also have a New Balance Ottawa location over at College Square, and they just carry New Balance product, but they would have similar items as well.
Excellent.
And you have some running classes coming up as well. Learn to run 5 or 10Ks, so people can go check you guys out.
And we also have a speed class at our Canada store and another running and a relearn to run at our Bank Street store.
Perfect.
Fantastic. Thank you both so much for
You're
being
welcome.
here today.
Thank
Really
you.
Pleasure.
appreciate it.